Flow isn't about passion, it's about precision. So in today's video, I'm gonna dig into the biggest lie, some of the biggest misconceptions I see out there on this topic of flow. And so I think about it as flow isn't about passion, it's not about just trying harder, it's not about digging into something as with the biggest willpower you can imagine. It's more about engineering the environment, and it's more about sort of when you're in that state, it just happens because everything else is sort of turned off. In fact, I think if you're really trying hard, you're actually going to get the opposite benefit or opposite result. You're going to burn out, you're going to feel frustrated, it's not going to click. I find flow, I think about as athletes when they're sort of in the end of the game, they want the ball, they want to make the play, they're making shots and they're, it's just that it's in the zone. And that's what I think about with flow. It's sort of engineering your environment and setting up your systems in a way where everything else becomes effortless. You can focus on the task at hand. And so what does that mean here? I think about with flow, again, it's not about willpower, it's not about trying to dig into it. It's more about the things to not do. For example, leaving your phone with you as you're trying to work, and all of a sudden you get this notification, ding, ding, just all these things pulling you in different directions. Or it could be as you're working on something, maybe you're not present, you're not mindful, and so you start to think about, oh shoot, I got this to do, I got that to do. It's all those other things that can pull you out of that flow state. And so that's what I think about, is kind of the biggest misconception. Again, it's not about really leaning into it and trying harder. It's more about engineering your environment. And so check out some of my other videos. I talk about 6 types of systems that I use to really benefit my lifestyle, both professionally and also just personally, and kind of in the hobbies I enjoy doing. And I also just talk about my first video on the channel. I talk about this idea of broken windows, broken business. It's a phenomenal book. And it talks about if you want to fix the big problems, it often revolves around fixing the small little things. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here with this video. Again, if you want to have big results, oftentimes it's about being precise and not about passion. So leave a comment if you got something out of this video, enjoying the growth and all the feedback so far, and like the video if you got something out of it. Until next time.